Alright, this is the new folder. I have 50 different files. They're already printed, and some of them have packages such as DVDs, recording videotapes, and files on them saved as USB drives as well, and some of them have USB hard drives such as the welding. We have New Police Special Agent File 1, DoD Special School Care videos of crimes, internet crimes against children, data system enhancement, FEMA schools, HIPAA laws, ICE investigation, public trust questionnaire, student teachers, officer prevention violence program, Bureau of Justice assistance, trusteeship, judge advocate legal services, DA form, National Sex Assault Kit, Blue Campaign, TRIP, Homeland Security, Child Abuse, Discretionary and Negligent State Grants, Compressive Suicide Prevention Programs for states, Cops Hire Program, Court Appointed Special Advocates, Police Record Checks, some forms, DOD forms, Drug Free Companies, Community Support, Emergency Planning, Juvenile, FBI Legal Handbook, Federal Register Agency, Advancement, Federal Law Enforcement, FEMA Schools, Multi-Hazard Induction Emergencies, Active Shooters, File Listing, Girls and Juvenile Grants, Legal Service Corporation Partner, Equal Citizen Provisions, not that one, June 2012, FBI Domestic Investigations, Operation Guidance, Juvenile Detention Education, Delinquency Prevention, Law Enforcement Mental Health Wellness Act, Law Enforcement Number C Direct, Missing Children Assistance, U.S. Legal Administrators, National Ombudsman, NTI Sabat Mini Manual, Office of Administrative Law Judges, Federal Crimes, Children, Data Enhancement, Active Shooter Situation, Public Safety, Educational Assistance, Benefits Programs, Officer Benefits, Adolescence Health Promotion in order to prevent teenage pregnancy, Services Trafficking Victims, School Prevention Programs, System Award Management Gov, Student Teachers and Officer Preventing Violence Program, School Violence, Training Improved Response to People Mental Illness, Training to Improve, let's look at the Law Enforcement Number C Directory. We have Homeland Security. We have Committee Staff of Homeland. And then Office of Administrative Investigations, Accountability. Offices of Attorney General. Offices of Associate Senator General, U.S. Marshal Services. Commissions, and that takes care of that one. Look at Administrative Office, Administrative Judges, Law Judges. Agricultural seems to be the superior one, and then we have a open for training police based on REs, Social Security, DOD forms, basically the whole trafficking, missing children's, trafficking of girls, awareness for employees, and then File 2, DoD photo contest. Supposedly for photo contests can be held for in communities to actively identify and help assess problems with ordinary military, life science, and nature people creations effects such as arsony and other unique creative contests. So here is DoD photo contest. Back to new folder, file 3, prisoner forms, the Federal Bureau of Prisons, 32 First Washington Street, Washington, D.C., director, telephone director. What we have is prison forms, John Vernon McGee, Old and New Testament, judge advocate, legal services, prison cop, reentry resources, prison cop, rules, gang rules showing lockdown, things postal for the rock eye, weapons and lockbox, box, general intent, order post, shirt number, DA form 1594, composition notebook with post, pod number, lunchtime sign, meal order, your cook, gangland, separated food, floors on pods, access card, Library Charter, Medical Houston handouts, Life Hospital book, postal stamps delivered, maybe X carved, lights out, lights, back to back handcuff, flush 50 times, sock, application, standard improvement proposal, Constitution, prison Bibles, no coloring on the walls. If you're medical, you can shout, no ping telephone, you own the organization, visa newness, fraternization, gang rule, pride, repeal gang writings, parish is heritage, no surgery, radio monitoring events, plastic cups, you don't have to give heat, hearsay, here you're not, scope is your name, Don's had gun ahead, Nas wanted to see you first slug when you get it, when you get compensation whenever you manner community service have rollbacks you can Oregon you have USDM what is USMGA whatever day take a aura in the butt bumblebee strike soap body wash borax accept it $20 you may vary U.S. Coast Guard larceny lost stolen possession U.S. Postal Vault envelope trash can with shanks. And then the whole idea is to provide all these lists of forms in a envelope and hanging them at each cell for your inmates, and then changing numbers and on the shirts and keeping track witnesses that way. And they can use a static journal, the manpower study hours, whatever they want. New folder, Elon Musk, Department of Justice study, DOD site list, DOD joint complete list of oil and gas companies and 7 searches. There's about 100 of them available. Occupations, Chapter 27, harmonized tariffs, oil and gas, oil pipeline deregulation. Report of the U.S. Department of Justice, Presidential Transition Guide, Motor Fuel Marketing, National Petroleum Council, Articles Organization, Government Accounting. Let's look at one of the M1 volumes. We have DoD Management, Energy, Commodities, Defensive Fuel Support, Bulk Petroleum Inventory Accounting. So this is Elon Musk, Doge Petroleum Market Price Study. My independent construction equipment. So we have provisional pays forms fee. We have a independent college education programs. The diploma 2,000, 3,000 for the license workload fee. Based on level 0 to 100 students would be $500, $3,000 for a 2-year degree. The construction equipment courses, as well as are liberated manuals. So we have a equipment operator that I built in Microsoft Teams, and it shows Navy TRADMAT equal opportunity, U.S. Core Engineering School, equipment construction, and construction equipment mechanics. Then TM operator manuals for a roller, paving, excavator, loader, grader, and track dozer. And then back to Navy Trad equipment operator basic teaches you how to manage. So we're looking at a backfill lot using the cut and backfill when it's almost done, and then renting the equipment from a leaser renter of construction equipment. We have liberated manuals. This is pretty cool site. Has 44,000 different technical hand manuals. For instance, truck fire trucking. There's all kinds of manuals there. So let's go back to file 7, Garrison Committee Charter. We have Hazardous Command Charter Incident Command. Covers hazardous waste operation, hazmat instruction for rail, environmental policy, spill reporting, hazmat program review, workers training programs, hazmat committee. It shows how to start a hazmat material program committee. This is the Bulk Fuel Petroleum Guide, Charter and Guidance, Toxic Substance Act, Comprehensive Institution Certification, and Hazardous Material Program Management. Shows a class, So we get to Appendix B, Sample Garrison Committee Charter, Fort Someplace, right there. So this is Fort Someplace Garrison, and Camp Anytown is what all in these books. So we have the Sample Garrison Committee Charter, Sample Garrison Policy Statement. So we start a committee and a charter, and they come up with a statement and guidance for your hazmat material programs in your active committee. Government budget audit. We have all the audits, domestic investigations, DoD auditing standards, budget, Army government budget for the Army was $864 billion for the Army in 2025. There's Army auditing rules, which is Army Regulation 36.2, shows the book right there in video. Operations tables, Congress Budget Office House of the Senate and fiscal year, Senate and the House fiscal year 2025. Defense Budget, Executive Office Presidential Budget of 2026. Federal Human Resource Accounting, Resource Training Files, New Folder, View Agencies, and then some IRS addresses, auditing standards, statutes. So there's your basic government auditing in the stock market. We have Military Handbook 1461. I had a couple of friends that were actually, I had no two-star general chaplain in the Army was Bill Todd and Christopher Christ. They used to go to my church. I showed them this book before. They stuck it and read it through it. Distribution, approved for public release. Distribution unlimited. The Department of Defense Handbook. Ammunition manufacturers are symbols. So basically, we have 426-page listing on a stock card, and there's out of all 480 pages in the directory, only a few were in the National New York Stock Exchange. So we put them on a stock card, and then we publish it in American publishing newspapers. When the next round of some income tax subsidy checks come in, people would be most likely to invest in these companies. These companies hold the Federal Election Commission. They pay for their and campaign money to your presidents and your delegates. When they go around, it's not just about a popular vote. So here we have a ticker symbol status. We put the symbol ticker status, create a new page in new stock market. We have things like traffic control division. These are A's, manufacturing, defense systems, plastics, die casting, electrical, forming, and so we wanted to build a defensive supply chain. You would franchise these companies out. You would recreate the machine and die that creates the tools and instruments used for creating these different manufacturing capacities. And if you can't reproduce the drawings or they don't have the original set to build these manufacturing equipments, the best way would be to use a 3D printer scanner and work with a couple CAD specialists to recreate the manufacturer's maintenance of the way and raceways. So there's a list of 426 pages of different A through Z and their calls. So we have Oriental Gas Packaging. Very different. They're not just bullets or rounds or anything like that. So that takes care of File 9. File 10, Military College, to show the provisional fee. We'll look at construction equipment real quick again. So I've created a couple different classrooms, such as the Code Federal Regulation FRA Challenge with their school related to files. Charter locomotive design is my own designs of locomotives. FRA standard rules, charter military railroad course package engine cab operation, locomotive rail car mechanics, optimum operation crew, railroad maintenance equipment operator, and railroad signals. And there's also a Master Petroleum and a tanker car page. And it also has a welding theory and application, but I got the textbook from the welding certificate that I earned. And the name of the book was called Welding Theory and Application, Military Families and Fosters. Okay, due to the GAO We have Army Child Development Services, show the development services regulations, show the child development services in a 48 in the book to Army Child Development Services, Child Care Fee Assistant Program Services Managers, Office Management, and Army Fees, Child Care Awareness, some Child Welfare, MCC Central Files, Office U.S. Foster Care Statistics, Data Trends, Adoption Home Studies, Administration, Handbook Military Families Version, 60810, Army Child Fee Assistant Program Service Members, Citizen Child Care Aware America, Child Welfare, Steps to the Custody, Transfer, and Adoption, Federal Register, Adoption, Foster Reporting, Foster Child Care, DEERS Enrollment, Foster Child, Government Accounting, Military Family DOD, Better Mill Fosters Adoption Families, Handbook, Flexible Children Adoption Foster Care, Military Foster Recommendations. So there's 300,000 kids that are in foster care or need to be adopted, and military is only getting about 1 to 2% of those people, and I think that could be greatly increased. So file 12 is Army Allied Joint Allied Joint Program National NATO Doctrine. We have Center Expertise, Chairman Joint Chief of Staff data downloaded, show the whole portfolio I could get off the index. Training with the policy with the Armed Forces, training policy with the Armed Forces U.S., demilitarization manual, and video recorded reading, Liberty Charter, the first Charter Constitution before the American Constitution in Pennsylvania. We have the United Nations Charter video to watch. It's about 30 minutes long. It goes over the Charter of the UN. We have NATO Transportation and Doctrine, and then there's my grandpa and me. When I was a little kid, he left me when I was 7 because my parents got divorced. We have Staff Directory. We have Allied Joint Position, Joint AJPs or Allied Joint Publications in NATO. Chairman Joint Chief of Staff Portfolios, those open up. Don Foreign Disclosure for FBI Legal Handbook. Shows this one should be Commander's Reference Book. I think Legal Guides for Commanders. JAGMAN Investigation, Joint Services, Current Directives, Julian Directory, Military Handbook 1000, also the Ammunition Manufacturers, PAM 7038, Technical Army Manufacturer Management, President Betted Pro Rate Portfolios, show different portfolios and PDF portfolios with probably 60 70 presidential portfolios and an alpha and a beta. Secnavia, SRACnet, TSA, USMCA Commander's Handbook. File 13 public copies of the Freedom of Information Act, and then we have over here Army Directive, Army-wide management, printing and copy the devices, and we have DoD for maintenance manual. DoD manual 5400-07 program, Freedom of Information Act program. Alright, we're still recording good. I messed up last time. Architectural theory, we have ACE Corps pubs. These are on the ACE Army Corps Engineering Library, and these are the pubs that I've downloaded from the library. We have a civil engineering dump, UFCs, military handbooks, TMs. And then we have dry ice. We have the CSX Prospector Economy Development. Show the property selected sites for CSX and gold, bronze, silver locations across the CSX territories for line yards and property sites for CSX railroad sites. We have a course for catalog for the Army Engineering, Corps Engineering. We have Center Expertise Point Contact, USA's Turnout Bridge, U.S. Army Bridge Derailment Prevention, Architectural Theater, and we'll look at the Architectural Theater, USA's Architectural Theater. Shows railway bridge out flange rail system. This one's really short. See the bridge. So basically, we use lap joints, and then we raise the bar. Put a standard wall outside on the outside of the flange of the railroad. Optional truck height. Out of flange walls, rail bearing latch joints, lateral forces, railroad height below the journal boxes. And then let's see. We do have what's that smell? Dry ice. Adams Cleaning. This shows the Miracle Tank Cleaning, shows video, other entrance water treatment, suggests running an idea of local towns, Miracle Tank Cleaning Solutions, rinsing out meats and bounds, railway ton carve, drinking problems, recovering sludge and product, City Works, leapfrogging through damaged pipes, watching customer backflow, meter housing, provided assistant drink water time, town auditing, strategy, safety, health, and human integration system. Thank you, Adam. And City of Dublin in the United States show the PHP professional development hours that I've recorded. These are all about 60 an hour long. These teach you how DOD valves, pipe ducts, industrial water cleaning, steam boiler, sludge handling, seepage, and wastewater treatment in public sector designs. Shows a tanker car and a recovery pumping station, material safety data sheets, exposures, and appropriate engineer environmental eyes, face, skin, respiratory, chemical agents, stable register toxology, and it goes through the material safety data sheets and how to clean them up. So we'll go look at the Miracle Tank Cleaning book real quick before I turn it. There is also a water testing kit in here, which is kind of like Nehemiah. He was the Holy Ghost for the king. He's test out of his cup, so we have a water test kit that comes when they're done. Shows Miracle Tank Cleaning, cleans up all the MSDs, and they with the recipes, and so it shows something like rinsing, steaming, solvent spraying, and chloride removal. So we have pumping pipes and valves, cleaning and handling hardware agents. So there is Dry Ice Tank Cleaning Miracle. Also a AREMA project, railroad bridge derailing. I kind of just showed you that one, but this one expands into federal tracks, the stock market, bridge inspection, maintenance, repair, TM bridge, civil engineering design, AREMA portfolio, bridge inspection, building design, conducting rail bridge, federal highway bridge inspection, rail bridge, USA maintenance trackage, and other things. That's for railroad bridge tanking. Tanker car facility cleanup bay shows the Miracle Tanking Cleaning, several different versions of my wash house days. If you are retrofitted with the tanker cars that clean in transit, which creates a CSX site property with a small turnout, we're building a side rail and fabricated berms to discard the sediments. So we have the new wash house site, CSX property sites, economic development prospect site we just looked at. And then, but now with also building tanker cars to do the welding for the retrofitting of the old school tanker cars, and with the new schools at Union Tanker Car Eagle companies around the United States. BL Brotherhood of Locomotive Engineering Trainment School Turnout. The scholarship is for a $1,500 to the Brotherhood of Locomotive Engineering Technical Auxiliary. I recommend a turnout, which is basically a recital for kids with a eat well with a free lunch. Basically, we put some ties out. We line up people. The young people nail it. The adults do the brakeman wave. So we have Adams MFC policy. Here is the Marine Corps Community Service Policy challenge with OA listings and for apprenticeship programs, creating Google Classroom on any of the ACCP, Navy Tribe, Navy Flat courses with a hybrid curriculum of hybrid or lattice on-the-job training or competency-based. What's that smell? Shows all brief description of how it smells, and can can kill. And that was what the smell is a detector system for the M43A1 poisonous gas along the rails. They're on monitored cars, and they should be metered within a mile and a mile and a half upwind or downwind on the railroads. Also, maybe meets and bounds in towns with air sirens when they do go off. Navy Railman Brake is Navy Flag 301, shows the brakeman test, written test. Navy, this is pretty much the only Navy railroad car there is. You can either get a higher pay grade or an or a higher one up rank. Grand American Apprenticeship Program, Sarah Reading House. This was the original American Apprenticeship grant I had wrote, and for the Sarah Reading House. Sarah is where I used to live, and they had closed their depot in 1994. I had written the grant in 2017, I believe, and then or 15, and it's been, I do plan on sending them a copy. We have Elon Musk, Petroleum, Elon Doge. I showed you kind of this one in the marketplace, but I sent it to Elon Musk, and let's see if we got Elon Musk here. We got Elon Musk here. Shows he's working for Doge. I put him on a petroleum case of work case study petroleum marketplace, which in Title 15 U.S. Standard Code, Chapter 55 Petroleum Market Practice, Chapter 3, 2841 study head secretary has not been done since the 80s, and it also introduces only data on the pipeline products, gasoline, jet fuel, kerosene, diesel fuel, distillers, whole oil, and crude petroleum, and the Department of Justice regulation of pipelines to regulate pricing and petroleum tanks and civil identities. The New York, the NMX, Chicago Hydex, IHI, Danix, and show the different things. Shows antitrust laws, petroleum sales. So here's Pennsylvania had a really good Keystone Pipeline. It was people were interested in that. File 22, GMC Apprenticeship Program, GMC Policy File. I read the policy. We have GMC Guard, National Guard, written letters, issue com list, Army National Guard letter, National Guard Petroleum Specialist was advertised in 2024-23, so most of them are MOS 23 in my new town, but they haven't opened National Guard for quite some time. American Locomotives, again, was American Building Apprenticeship grant, requires for a presidential, a union president, and 3 employer letterment statements, no contract must file war medical deferral clinical trials. We have Army Regulation 47, U.S. Food Drug Administrative Regulated Investigational Products, Human Include Schedule Controlled Substances 1. We have I was gifted, and then we have reporter, clinical trials, server the Amber. You can look up your clinical trials for the drugs, and if they're using you as a test subject and you weren't aware of it, and they should have, and the problems with their medicine, they should be able to show their funding should be able to hold. Total funding should be able, if they wronged you, it should come out of their cost project funding. Dr. Cannon at Baker Healthcare once had a list of the non-deferral lists when I was supposed to some way rendezvous. Blue Angels, I was in a Blue Angel accident. These go over accident. So suppose this is the technical report of U.S. Army aircraft accident. It was a helicopter incident in Elmira, last 2 seats of the left column, and it shows the civilian one in there. 2 also sent to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, Community File 26. Quit smoking, medical use, ombudsman, personal power, positive thinking, unlimited thinking, clinical privilege, psychological and physiological. Let's see. This should be clinical privileges, psychological. delineation, advanced research, and empirical older adults with long serious mental illness. Anthony Robbins, Autism Center, Judge Advocate, Legal Service Captain Course, Grants Mental Health Black Communities, Hippocratic Hospital Course, and Innovative in Behavioral Health, Combat Lifesaver, Learning Disabilities Cover, Gray Publishing, Mental Health Directory as well. Remember this one, 2,500 different sites and orgs for learning disabilities, National Ombudsman Resource Care Grant, short mental health related searches, Office Budget Management, U.S. Department of Education, Personal Power, Positive Thinking, quick reference to the medications, clinical trials, learning disabilities again, training costs of Lord Baker Action Ward. I'll go over this again. These are the free online training of the Baker Act through the Florida Alcohol Drug Abuse. I'm containing Education Baker Act, modern at $9.95. That's how much they were. These people were making too much money to in clogging up the system, and poor kids. Yeah. Alright, ambulance search street signals. We have the MUT CD ambulance alert. We have an alert signal CD. Goes with the department N911 department on strobing street lights, and then railway signal system alert. And this one is a ambulance MUT CD railway system for railroad signals. Kitchen, we have DOD form 2927, which would be telephone diet order, and then we have kitchen request as well. This one should be a laundry assistant. People that are homeless can get their food and kitchen done at the laundry at the hospital. And then we have, what do we have here? We have laundry and dry cleaning services, and then we have DOD for food services programs. File 30 is 4-H Club. Federal loans and credit, federal crop insurance is a different thing. We have farm construction, appliances, and automotive manual collection. That kind of goes in military conduct manual collection. 4-H, those are the different. These are the 4-H does not have to be about these. It can be about whatever you want it to be. Just check on the lessons learned appendixes. Here's the lessons 1 through 14 taught and off the website. Military partnership, lesson 13 and 14 are how to create a 4-H club in your town. And then we can move on to file 31, Department of Defense DAU, Chamber of Commerce top to bottom. We have assist, all merger split pricing, DAU anything, assist, collection of Department of Defensive Acquisition University PDF portfolios. If you're federally employed or you work for a city or you or have ever been in the military, the Defensive Acquisition University is free accounting for contracting with the military. We have the gold card, RAMS manual, white card, new complete Inspector General's partner for success, and then most of the source selection guides start, and that pretty much is so you could do Defensive Acquisition University at your Chamber of Commerce and get military contracts signed and contracting officers in your Chamber of Commerce. File 33, the Department of Labor. We have apprenticeship dean permits, apes, and we have apprenticeship video slides. We have the Department of Labor union forms, Department of Labor Acquisition Regulation, Department of Acquisition Regulation Part 1 and 2, and video, dollars acquisition PDF on website, Educational Department Acquisition Regulations, Navy Manpower Contract Manual Resource Activity. So we also have the Department of Labor with the Navy, the Army contracting manpower resource agencies, making job listings for regular local jobs at Army bases and around the states. So file 34 is general order, basically same thing, demilitarization manual included, 20 USA bookmarks, is about 68 bookmarks in there. We have Commander's legal guide, JAGMAN investigation, basically joint, some of the portfolios, U.S. Commander's TrackNet, everything you found in Allied Joint Training, but with different File 35, Firefighter Services. And Orange Book, TM Firefighter Rescue, and then we have Hospital Corpsman, Comedy Labs, Medical Houston, Mental Health, Firefighter Services, Firefight, How to Firefight and Rescue. And then we go to Army File 36, Army Library Program Videos, Army Library, Cross-Domain Enterprise, Serve with the DSA, the DVX, with the DoD, Public Key and Infrastructure, SRG, STIG, Library Compilation, Drawdown Authority, Army Library Program, Congressional Directory, Cross-Domains, Department of Defense Forms of PKI, System Authorization, Directory Listing of the Pentagon, E-Guardianship, presidential transition, and we'll look at the Army Library programming right there. Shows the excerpt that I did out of there. And then let's go to Note to Congress Directional Library. Okay, we'll skip back to the front of it. Show the Army Library with 300 Pentagon Army. The backroom video stores used to be. We register with a card at the local library and maybe the mail with the Army Library Bill of Rights, a DA Form 2881 and 2842, form of the DoD Public Key Infrastructure Army Librarian Association censorship on possible website that may be potential dangerous, but all freedom of the watch statement for the moral welfare of the recreation statement of censorship. Army Regulation 372, perhaps the could use issue card public viewing websites for your information, something like pornographic website legitimacy could be lead with a fraud and abuse option to wipe out or not include browsing feature history featuring to alert the authorities in bondage and child pornography, with the option to change access code and visiting a library or replace card. DoD Safe File Exchange, Chairman Joint Chief of the Staff, National Auto DIN System, and Dennis Curveyor signed ORCA approved ECA certificate authority. And then they show the government printing office, Chief of Staff, Communications, Security, Intelligence Library, show the Content Management, Publication, Information, and Sales Library of Congress, FedLink Network Operations, and Publications of Education Office Inspector General. Thank you. Alright, File 37, the Roll by Inspection class. This is for anybody that wants to, basically, the train passes and you inspect the car. Cars, you get out one side on the left, one side on the right side of the track, and you look for foundation breakings, policemen's work order, that haven't learned how to do classman brakeman test, standing off the ballast at 25 feet. These are as basic class tests as media track forms, and also on CFRs on how the training steps integrate with the with the class brake rules inspections. This could be hazardous down the line. If it's not File 38 DAV footer registration, we have Federal Election Campaign Guidebook as in red, and seasons and video, Lawrence County Board of Elections and regular registration, complete poll worker command, DAV 2645, voter registration. We have the DAV at the Dublin did not have a voting assistance poll, so they can open one up by Federal Voting Assistance Program, Department of Defense, 4800 Market Center Drive, and telephoning them at 800-438-VOTE. And that's the form to do that. We have Help American Vote Election Administration Work Successful, Deep Live Poll Workers, Poll Polling Place, College Guide Report, Poll Workers Recruitment Checklist, and MPPM Mailroom at DAV Hospital, Sample Poll Worker Training Survey. So there's the vote at the DAV at File 38, File 39, Homeless Veterans. We have Laundry, Department of Defense listing, prefabricated portable buildings, Army Barracks Publishing, Barracks Management Program. We have the Food Program. We have Dublin House Authority. We have PSC Manual, which is, that one didn't go. Alright, so we could look at a prefabricated portable building real quick. And it shows the inflatable, heatable tent. And then we have DOD lodging policies as well as File 3040, Railroad Special Agent. Railroad policemen and PHMSA agents do not have to take a bar exam, and they are not actual real cops with bar exams. So we have EDU lobbying. This is federal without police, EDU lobbying, Medical Houston. We have clinical trials. What do you mean? Judge, advocate, chief corps, and chaplain corps. Hazmat enforcers, courses of FEMA independent studies, e-guardianship, VAC day certification, VAC teams, FBI legal handbook, Department of Investigation, domestic investigation outside, JAGMAN, NCS manual, no case, chaplain corps, office material opsman, scan, railroad police, part 207, and scans of the how to salute, United States Secret Service and U.S. Army Inspector General Training Guide chapter. Everyone's a private inspector general. 41 firefighter services and course catalog. We have animals. We have all the life-size diameters. These are how to train save animals, vehicle inspection, portion equations, livestock disasters, emergency guideline standards for livestock, and what to do to my horse and free flood earthquakes, and pet animal emergency plans for firefighters. We have indirect training of domestic preparedness, NTD, National Forest Catalog, USFEM, FEMA, and FA online A to Z files, and that's a website. And then we have Army Fire and Emergency Services, which is a different one from the firefighter services. We have DA Form 5377, Fire Emergency Service Training Record, and then we have CDP course catalog, EMI course catalog, and IDT Directing Center Domestic Training, NTDE course catalog, MGTM48 course details, training FEMA, and training providers. We'll look at those. We'll have training providers, domestic preparedness, National Disaster Emergency Management University, FEMA Independent Study, National Fire Academy, National Fireman Online Distance Learning, National Training Education Division, National Incident Management, FEMA Study, and then Harry Truman, James Madison, FEMA, and then EPA, cleanup emergencies, DOD, FEMA, and shit. Let's see if this one's a volunteer building fire sergeant voluntary occupancy. So that is the second firefighter services book. We had Red Cross printed circuit boards. Basically says that a printed circuit board on cardboard is not strong enough. It needs to be made out of wood. This could be a potential threat to Red Cross. This one says this is in collision with a new model current printed circuit with the board encrypted and the damage of the wrong voltage, certain the logic of gates, growth of decay, creating shorts and cross, reference signals, other misfault, solution replacement, stratum, breadboard or harder stratum, defensively must be matched in the same peak performances between resistor capacitor growth, decay, sensible waves, significant digital receptacles, housing, spacing, human health, and the engineering system with the removal of fuse and fire safety. Recall glitch malfunctions can also happen in between frequency modulation. Stuck circuitry could happen in automated power on and off systems, mislining drivers and safety devices, fuses. I have renewed to ask for all of the dealers, automotive society, engineer with the National Fire Protection Agency, with the safety driver now, and ensure with the company depository subsidy for the American Automotive Counselor, with the duties for the owner, safety recall, for the ramification, with the public interest, with the notice warranty, with the investigations. And there's a little bit more to the letter than that. Let's go back to file 43, city bus funds. We have school bus patches, and we have the travel voucher, sub-vouchers, forms, which are filled out and given to local businesses with stickers that will put up signs for traveling to build money for stop here signs, manager travel, the DA form 1513. See the manager, collect for the city bus fund, manager special will give it an advertisement for the script, collected with the city fund for the bus. Alright, file number 44. mental health staff council. I showed you the learning disability one. This one's a mental health staff. It shows the city ward council at large, police chief, paralegal, and some of the city attorney for the city council of the ward with a HIPAA law of the patient and the consolidated patient of the receive legal counsel, the universal chaplain, judge, advocate, serve without dire straight with the core of the bills, right for the right, and clinical state with the past, state with the determinative of the ministry, opposition case review the next higher with the council, word of the representation, difference with the red herring case with the accommodation, superlative of the income of the class, mental of the warranty with the certified during the stay in the hospital, licensed professional alternative with the dispute resolution, sensitive of the professional cater, lessons learned by their studies of the merit with the provision of the notable staff of the technician of the choir with the diplomacy right with the cancel with the closeout with the technician on the floor, within $20 available with any HMO changeable the hospital bill. Hospital state records can be reviewed in city council with the ward and paralegal city judge with the completion of the fact of the and then swear on the mental health directory. And then they show that instead of the learning disability, we see the mental health directory. I have given it the learning disability directory and the mental health directory to the middle Georgia Community Service Clinic. File 44, new 44, file 45, school bus has, file 46, firewood fire stations, basically says firewood collected in the city can be given out at the fire station. Junker for clinker salvage shows up how to start a salvage yard. All auto dealers, we have some goes over Georgia titles, manufacturing, such as a petition to two of these. County tax shall grant a petition with a non-renewed registration period to transfer with the purchase of unpaid votes, tax credit allocated with an invoke eviction of the notices. Filling with the commissioner may provide with a rule or regulation one of the 30-day extensions of the initial registration periods, which may be granted with a county tax agent. For instance, becoming an organ donor, 90-day probate injunction on the property transfer with a demonstrated by affidavit of the former provided with the commissioner not been provided, purchase of the transfer failure, security interest lien over the time they release security or lien in accordance with the quote section. And then we had one other one, which might be second registrations, as this show the decal operating a 12-month period with such of the person next registration period, amended with a grant with a driver license hardship may invoke the option for a grace period. Commissioner may provide with a regulation for 130-day extension for the initial within the current registration period, which may be granted with a county tag agent provide with a tag decal. And those are meditation. And then we have second leap hardship. If you want to take out a second leaf in 2 years, that's not quite done. The Junker for Clinker Auto Deal, Grand Tanker card files shows all the portfolios I have made for my books, and I show you those on a different one. The file 50, the SDA PDF Gov audit. This shows if you were to audit this, the Department of State with the international programs over the years, you would find that we could put lots of these. See, this one right here is a $2 billion. They have, there's a lot of money when international programs that need to be given back to the United States. And there's about, this one's too long for records, but like it is 10,000 pages deep, and there's probably $1 trillion left back in the system. And this one, by auditing the Department of State and other international programs. So that was the stuff with SDA PDF. Zephyr Hills is gay. Show the DA, they run around like informant and entrapment. So we have the application and trusteeship. So trustees need to be paid. If you're doing it without pay, we have e-guardianship, which is the other thing, the Army Library Program, and proper serving the internet, FBI legal specification, investigation. Shows legal handbook for, and these are the codes for the rules for informant entrapment. It does say that they need to be paid in cash, no liens on towards your parole, FBI lottery and accommodations. So we'll goof this up. Too big. Shows it may evidence contain identified numbers from on guns or lottery tickets. Even the numbers should be recorded with the agent filling with the article and the original notes preserved. So, and then we have SF 85. Who's a public questionnaire. Public trust questionnaire that goes with entrapment and the informants and the lottery tickets. Substitute services of the minimum wage. Show the division of corporations. I'm living in Georgia. The minimum wage is $7.25 an hour. We look at the corporate fees for articles in corporation. Every stock they get, there's a substitute service of profits at $8.75. So the Georgia administration wage should be at least meted up to service process. I recommend it be upgraded to minimum wage in Georgia to the neighboring state of Florida or higher. Cityscape Parks recommends the proper maintenance on railroad ramps because they do pop up screws and you could get hurt seriously, and also wearing helmets and proper gear. Boys and Girls Club show the bylaws and the United States Code Members Handbook, Health and Safety Plan. In the Safety and Health Plan, a boy or girl club member that for the boy or girl, he can actually lend his health insurance to the boy or girl in the Boys and Girl Club he's with. Amusement rides show the directory to ordering amusement guides in Florida and Georgia. Then we have Landman. I watched Landman season 1. I came up with a pandemic of a tripology with a drawdown authority and privatization of the oil companies and small arm bandits in the cartel. Um, GSA Smart GSA FSA list Smart Pay City Administrative articles shows the list of Army contracting writing, how to write Army contracting. Disc 1 would be all my Department of Defense labor management reports, Department of DLA, Defensive Acquisition, GA, Georgia Licensing Registration, oh, shame. Corporate fees, farm credit, final print, GSA price list, show the course listing and the management concepts. Um, Office of City Administrators, show the Office of City Administrators, and then they show the different offices, you have the rehabilitation, transportation, parks, recreation, military, metropolitan police, insurance, security, banking. So then we have scan right here, applications and Adams Employment. We have Office of City Administrator, Small Business Administration, Army Air Force Real Estate. This is GSS Pre. This shows the Smart Card Reader product. All right, Adam CR33 floppy disk given in the Articles Incorporation drive, the copy of the bank account Smart Pay of the bank on behalf of the office will turn in, and then we have the smart card reader production, which is the drive, and then we're on G. We're almost done. Operational Lifesaver is usually about bus passes, but it should have been originally from the 1800s. Army Railroad Track Maintenance 1 and 2 was taught in post-secondary schools in the early 1800s on how to build the track. So it goes over this. This was Dead Cemetery CPOL says, and it gave Smart Pay to teach this. Then there's Western Region Human Division Delegate. A delegation, which was a bank thing that gave me the GSA, FSA, or some. And then we have Utilities Navy Tribe. We have the Office of City Administrators in Washington, Pennsylvania, Department of Directors and Employment Services, and licensing hire for hire vehicles. We have the label for the line, cable man, field man. What is the name of that? Manual. We have the Navy courses, Navy Tri, Basic Volume 1 and 2 in advance that can be taught at the city place, city halls, city administration for city workers with utilities. Welding tested method goes over all the. These are all my readings on welding. There's welding PDFs and there's also a Wabco Pick slideshow, and these are all different welding videos. I put these on flash drive because there were about 16 gigabytes. It would have cost me $4 for different DVDs. Navy Contracting Manpower Resource Agency job listings for welders, even if they're not in the Army. And then we have Adams Employment Application Ideas. Adams Employment Customer Service Team, Adams, 1964, Craig Adams, Question Contact, Naperville, Petty DA Form, 1994, Petty Cash Voucher, Automated Data, Automated Management, also the Army Data, Automated Management, Adams Application Top Products, GMC, Post-Secondary Accounting System for Community Service, GSC Testing Fees, and Dantes, Management Human Resource Agencies, Civilian Human Resource Agency Pass, Honor Code, Scholarship, Wage Ratio, adjusting testing fees, ballot, day labor, non-special, no social required with me. Kind of a thought. I didn't want you to have it so for a higher probation period, for a probation period. Daily labor, labor not warranted, ombudsman, local employment and biddiness payment, creating a higher. So the idea of this is to take an ACCB course, take the applicant, the higher, the job, read it, print it out, read it in forehand, see if they would do it on Dante's borrowed DoD mentor privilege, honor for it if the passing credit for him earned if you don't even get the job. Red book hearings typically work. The correspondence enrollment period core number is DA Form 145, and that even covers civilians. Higher petty cash voucher Scholastic Small Business A Adams Administrative GED test merit for $70. It may be free where you get it on the internet. It could cost you $100. Could cost you $1,000. But if you give them a little bit of merit for 70, at least they get a graduation check. How about that for getting employed? Use small registration for W2 and for W2 and W4 can be your own private registration job listing offices, occupational assistance, supplemental wage returning standing supplemental pay, which was the change of surplus, change and medical restored, minimum wage articles and corporation adjustment supplement, unpaid medical restored. And that is pretty much all of them. We have how to write a bill for the Senate. I haven't really figured that one out. Office management budget number. This shows. This should show. Okay, Chief Financial Audit Requirements, Federal Finances, not exactly what I wanted. List of political parties. Shows all the different political parties, such as Progressive Labor Party, American Communist Party, United States Pirate Party, Socialist, Moderate Party. Letter to Dublin Ombudsman Directory is a how to write a bill. I haven't figured that one out, even though it's only one page. Then we got a Occupants Voluntary Fire Department Stay, DA Form 4630, Guest Housing Occupancy Report. They'll probably give you cargoes over the hospital, food services, kitchen and laundry, FEMA Independent Studies, FEMA Training for Public Schools, Active Shooter Prevention, Institute Camp, Anytown, Green, Yellow, Red Light, Sexual Harassment, Bubble Detoxification, Gun Safety Programs, Minor Attention Firefighter Stickers, Hazard Weather Class, Bill Classes, Combat Lifesaver 1 and 2. And then we have a note to CD directory with different CD directories, congressional directories, a notepad that is filled with forms. So far, we're doing federal meditation consultations, Department of Agricultural, AMS Judge, National Corporation, National Community Service, Congressional Advisory Boards, U.S. Medical Departments, Border Control. I recommended the 5 mile thicket. 4-H visas, international finance, cross-border legal plan, financial aid, audit, gas management, ASA, standard improvement proposal. Let's see what this one says. Fire extinguishers, flip-flap doors, safety child vest, Army copying services, architectural theory, Farm Credit Administration, Federal Executive Office of the Mayor, and then we go back to ethnicity. We have the Amish, we have the African and Native American, and then there's Spanish heritage. But That's pretty much new in this history. We have, and that's all. And then next video we'll get to the second file case, which goes through MTBI. It has about 39, and these were all wrote. This is wrote in for camp. These files are wrote for Camp Anytime for any place in USA. They lied by city administrators, and City of Dublin will be the first because it's my locality. But they can be republished and reused in different uh, communities, including officer of the mayor. All right.